Good day, dear one, and welcome to Yatra Yoga channel. Today is a special day. We have a very controversial subject, and the name of this topic is the Guru's Paradox. Ooh, that felt good. Okay, let's dive into it. I will start this talk with two quotes that I enjoy. First one, this is a Zen koan. If you meet Buddha, kill him. It's pretty intense. And at the same time, what does it mean? Why, if you meet Buddha, kill him? If he's supposed to be the greatest teacher, like the one who attained enlightenment, why do you kill him? So here is why. From my own understanding, it's because Buddha, if you meet him outside of your own self, then it's because you're not seeing it inside. And if you're not seeing him inside and you're seeing it outside, it means that you still need to go in and kill him in a way of like, don't think that this is Buddha. Because Buddha is inside. Buddha is an inside job. It's not an outside thing. So, this is very important. It gives a whole dimension already as a foundation for the concept of the guru. If you meet Buddha, kill him, which means you're not looking at the right place. Stop looking outside. Look inside. Look inside. Don't look at someone and think that this person is Buddha. Because then you lose your power. You lose the true aspiration to encounter the self, the divine, and the one. So I'll let you with that. If you meet Buddha, kill him. But please, before doing so, give me a little call so I can see him too. Second quote that I love is this one. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. And most of us, we all know this part. The second part though, which is interesting, is when the student is ready, the teacher disappears. And this is where it becomes way more interesting for me. Because we all know, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Yoda, just boom, appear in front of me to teach me how to become enlightened and awaken. Good. But if we remember this Yoda, when the student is ready, Luke Skywalker is ready, Yoda disappear, right? Because the principle of the teacher is not to stay the teacher of the same student for the whole life of the student. That's not the point. And it's the same in those terms for the guru. That's where it comes in. The function of a guru is to point in the direction of self-realization, to point in the direction of oneness, of the divine, of God, of the ineffable, or however you want to call it. This is the function of the guru, and this which it is pointing at is nowhere else than inside oneself. Okay? So, The function of the guru is to point in that direction. The function of the guru is not to keep student and follower at the tips of their words for all their life. There's a big difference. And what I mean by that is that what is the rate of success of this guru pointing in that direction, using certain tools to point in the direction of the divine for the student to look and to see? How do I want to know if it's a good teacher that I want to be with or not? I look at the rate of success. And a friend told me that one time. What is the rate of success? Right? It doesn't only depend on the teacher, of course. But some of it, yes. And we can see it in the spiritual realms. And we can see it easily in other more mundane or technical realms. If you have a teacher who shows you how to drive a car, and he's showing you how to drive a car like completely drunk and not using your flasher and not looking in the mirror, it's pretty simple. The rates of success of the student are probably going to be a couple of crash, which is not what we're looking for. What we're looking for is to drive in a good way, on the good road, to enjoy the journey, and to get to the destination, right? If I want to go to Paris, I want to have the good road map, the good car, and the good teaching to drive my car to get to Paris and enjoy the road, enjoy the ride. It's not absolutely sure that I'll get to Paris. But if I have the good tools, and if the rates of success is high enough, there is good chance I will get to Paris. And we can do that very easily. We can test that out very easily in our daily life. It's not rocket science. So, how many followers of that guru or this teacher have experienced and attained self-realization, awakening, enlightenment, union with the divine, and all that is the experience of emptiness, of oneness, and all this, all what the text and the gurus are talking about, right? This God that lives inside us. Yes? How many have experienced it? And this for me is super important. Otherwise, it's just kind of like following someone because we think that person has attained something and we're not even sure, or maybe we are, and it's fine. But we're just following because we want to attain that same thing. And when we look at the result, it's almost nothing. So I think we should think about that a little bit, at least. Okay, so a teacher of mine that I love, that is still here, not disappeared yet. Disappeared from my life. He told us, what is true come from the teachings. What is not true comes from me. And this is another very important bricks in the wall of our beautiful foundation of our home. Why is that important? For two main reasons. The first reason is that the teachings are and have been the same since immemorial time, since the beginning or the not beginning, since the incarnation of human being on planet Earth. The teaching, they are the same. If you look in any spirituality, any religion, the foundation, like the basic of it, when you go to the heart, it's the same. And why it's the same teachings? Because the teachings are coming from the source, from oneness. So of course they are the same. Meaning that it is not so hard to find those teachings. They are accessible for every human being. It is a gift. And they are true. They are true. We can experience them, like Buddha said. Don't take my teaching for truth, but experience them. So you can experience them and see for yourself. But they're pretty easy to find. So you have the teaching and you have the guru. Those are two separate entities. And sometime, I would say often, what happened is that we merge them together because we create an ideal exteriorization of what we are longing for, of what we are journeying towards. And what happened when we merge them is that we don't differentiate anymore the human being and the teachings. And we put everything together. And we think everything is true and everything is to be followed. It's like if we put a blindfold on our eyes and we listen to the direction what the guru is pointing at, eyes closed. What happens when we do that is that we cannot have a wider vision. We are not looking at the entire picture anymore. We just listen blindfoldly and we walk in that direction. Maybe we'll get there, maybe not, but we trust the guru. And the guru is a human being, a reflection of what is inside us, outside, pointing at us. But there's two main important virtue or quality for an aspirant to self-realization, for someone who's on that journey and enjoying it towards its own self, towards the divine. And those two virtues, those two super important qualities are aspiration. Of course, you're an aspirant. Aspiration should be important. Pretty easy. First is aspiration. Second, and already on the path, the second one is often brushed aside. So the second one is discernment, dear one. Discernment. How can we use discernment if we are blindfolded? You tell me. The human being is a human being, a reflection of what is inside, a reflection of oneself. And this human being, yes, may be wonderful, full of love and light. And that is beautiful. And the teaching that is being shared are wonderful and bringing some light on this planet. and much gratitude for that. But if we are blindfolded, what happens is that we can start to adore the person instead of listening and following the teachings, and using discernment to see when is it the person and when is it the teachings. And this is so important. No one being blindfolded will attain its own self, because it's all about seeing with a clear vision. Take out the blindfold, please. If I'm not looking at the entire picture of a teacher or guru, then I'm not using discernment anymore. Then there's a good chance I'm not gonna get where I want to go. Every human being has its part of light and shadow. And every guru I've looked in, they have a huge part of beautiful shadow. And that's one very good insight to use our discernment. It's easy to look at. It's easy to find. All we need is to stop putting our power in the hands of someone else. Yes, listen to the teachings. Yes, gratitude for that. Yes, gratitude for the offering. Infinite gratitude. Infinite love. And discernment, please. And discernment, please. So, if we mix the teachings with the persona, we're just blind to the reality. If we're blind to the reality, we're blind to our own self. If we're blind to the true self that we are, we cannot see the divine. We cannot have the revelation. And we're stuck in some way, turning in circle, and we're not gonna get to Paris, I think. So what happened is that we put all our attention, adoration on the guru, instead of focusing all our attention, because it needs it all, inside our own self. They all say it. This is where God resides. If all the attention is on the guru, I'm not gonna find what I'm looking for. And this is pretty important in my experience. And when we hear it time and time and time again to find the divine inside, but almost everybody who's following is not truly having the actual transcendental mystical experience of complete dissolution, of complete oneness, of meeting God inside, of being completely immersed into nothingness. If nobody's having the actual experience, and only the guru seems to have it, or one or two person maybe, what's going on? It's like the metaphor with lightning bolt and awakening. Here's how it goes. Some people, they have revelation, awakening, and enlightenment. It happened. It just happened. That's how it is. It's like some people get hit by a lightning bolt, right? It just happened. No matter where you are, maybe you're gonna hit by a lightning bolt. We don't know. And that's a pretty powerful experience. Probably as powerful as enlightenment. Maybe more. And both of those experiences, I'm sure you reach God and emptiness and everything. But the point is that both of those experiences, they happen. They happen to some people and they don't happen to some other people. That's how it is. That's the mystery of it. That's the roadmap. And this is so that we understand that it can happen anytime to anyone. There's no discrimination. This is the ultimate will. Anybody can awaken right here, right now, and nothing need to happen. There's nothing that need to be done. There's nothing you need to do to be struck by lightning or to be enlightened, to have the transcendental experience of awakening and enlightenment, and to understand what's going on, to meet your true self. There's nothing you need to do. There's nothing you need to do to be struck by lightning. Just remember that. Okay? At the same time, if I really have the aspiration of being struck by lightning, which is possible and it's okay, no judgment, there's certain things I can do that are going to bring more chances that I'll be struck by lightning bolts. And this is very simple. If I put myself into an environment where there's a lot of storm, right? If I put myself in an environment where there is a storm, if I use a long metal pole in a field, for example, a long metal pole in a field where there's nothing else, and I just hold it, and there's lots of lightning bolt everywhere, and I wait. Well, there's a lot more chance you're gonna be struck by that lightning than if you are in a clear blue sky somewhere there's no lightning at all, and you're like surrounded by a lot of antennas, and you are not touching the ground. In some way, you're levitating, right? You're not touching the ground. Not a lot of chance you'll be struck by lightning. Maybe, and that's the point. There's nothing that we can do to avoid awakening or being struck by lightning bolt. It's the same. But a certain tool will bring you there way much faster. So if you want to spend your life with the desire and the aspiration of being struck by lightning, and you go into all the conditions that are not conditions that will bring this experience, then it's fine. It's your choice. But if you want to put as much chance as possible to actually have that experience, which is your right, then my advice would be get the best tool. Get the best tool. Why not? We know those tools. So, lightning bolt, awakening, same. Same. A little different, but same. So a question here occurs. Why so many gurus that maybe had that experience of awakening are telling their students and thousands of followers to use certain tool with not so much result, and to not use those tools that we know will bring the result. They are simply tools. But why do they tell the follower to use certain tools, saying that those tools are the good tools, but not those one, saying that those tools are not the good one? Well, if I want to build a house with nails, better use a hammer, right? If somebody is telling me no, use a sponge, maybe I'll get there. Big maybe. If I use a hammer, more chances. So that's just a question. Maybe because in this way they're keeping some power. Maybe, just maybe. I don't know. Or maybe, even better, it's a beautiful opportunity, and let's take it like that. Not judging anybody. Maybe it's just a wonderful opportunity to understand that the guru is that part of yourself that you're putting outside and that is telling you something and that you're listening to. Instead of going deep inside and listening with discernment what is right. Maybe that's what it is about. Maybe the guru is there to show you to stop listening to him. Right? Let's think about it. Because if I use my discernment, this is what it tells me. Go use the tool. If this is where you want to get, use the tools. And not saying that the tools they are sharing are not good tools. I think they're excellent tools. It's like the actual journey is important. Like all those tools, meditation, yoga, pranayama, or like ceremonies and ritual, all of them super important. And this is like preparing ourselves, purifying ourselves, opening ourselves to this transcendental experience. But in my experience, there's a tool that is missing. And this tool is the entheogen. Very simple. And entheogens, or psychedelic substance that comes from nature, they've been used for at least 30,000 years. And I think more. But let's say 30,000 years. And they've been used by most spirituality that were living on Earth. And it's only since around 400 after Christ that spirituality has stopped using it because of religion, because of the Roman Empire, the Inquisition, and so forth and so on. And Jesus was a medicine man. In the Bible, it's written at least 4 times, Jesus was a medicine man. Eat this. This is my body. And with this, you will meet God inside you. There's many arts and iconography where Jesus is in the presence of mushrooms. When Jesus come back to Jerusalem, there is art representing people on horses with big mushrooms. If we look at the yogic tradition and the Vedas, the Vedic priests were using Soma Amrita, a very potent and powerful psychedelic drink, to attain altered state of consciousness. And this is with this drink that they wrote the Vedas, that the whole yogic tradition came into existence. Soma Amrita, the Eleusinian mystery in Greece, of which Plato and Socrates were initiated. They were having huge initiation with psychedelic substance. The curanderos from the Amazonian basins, we know ayahuasca, ayahe, and entheogens of powerful magic. And what happened to Moses, who had the 10 Commandments by the side of a flaming bush? Seems pretty psychedelic for me. The herbalists from the Celtic lineage were using mushroom to go in trance, and so forth and so on. If you're interested into it, you can dig a little bit and see where the rabbits bring you. Follow it. It's a beautiful journey. It's very interesting that if we read the sacred scripture and text, we can find a lot of direct connection with entheogens, plant medicine. And for the last 1,500 years, government, empire, and religion have worked so hard to repress that and to condition ourselves that this is not the way to reach God. This is bad. This is not the way to reach God. It's like if I would tell you, yes, you can keep living here, but your body don't need food to keep having that human experience. No food, no more food. You're gonna live this experience fasting all your life. So it's the same with our spirit. We've been told and completely conditioned to not eat and drink the food that nourish our spirit and our soul. Simple as that. And we've believed it because we were young. Because as kid, we've believed it. Because it was the way to be secure, and because there was no more container to hold space for those mystical experiences. Because it's been ripping apart. It's been destroyed. Almost to the end. And I would say I am so grateful that they have not succeeded, because it's coming back. Gratitude for all the wisdom keeper. Thousands of years of teachings that we prepare ourselves to have a powerful initiation with entheogenic substance, psychedelic natural substance to meet God inside us. All the teaching, we prepare ourselves since a young age with meditation, yoga, pranayama, or other type of tools, so that when we get to the initiation, we have all those tools with us, and we can journey so profoundly inside us to meet the divine and to understand and celebrate the beauty of this existence, thanks to them and for our own search for truth. It is coming back. It is like a wave that is unstoppable. So here's the beautiful Guru's paradox that allow us to use discernment to do our own experience and to use the best tools to prepare ourselves and the best tool to have the experience. And it's up to you to see where you want to get on your surf, take out the blindfold, use your discernment, see for your own self what is true, jump in the ocean, take the wave, and enjoy the ride. Thank you so much for listening. May that be for your benefits and the benefits of all our relation, the benefits of all beings, so that we can realize who we are. I wish you a wonderful day. Blessings, love and light.